It is so cold this morning, guys. It snowed last night. Oh, Jesus, I can't even grab it. It's super cold. I mean, crazy, crazy cold. Pool was like 40 degrees. Oh, man. There's no way I could eat out here, but so there was no episode scheduled for today, but my DNA came in, so it's time to share those results with you guys. So let's eat. Hey, what's up, guys? So today we weren't planning on doing an episode, but the results for my ancestry DNA came back. I'm having a cup soup whenever it gets cold and a little bit of Cholula sauce. I mean, you can never go wrong, right, with a little bit of Cholula. Um, so, yeah, I wasn't planning on doing any filming today. It was supposed to be a day off from filming, but the DNA came back and I got an opportunity to kind of check it out. Very surprising. If anything, I'm more surprised with what I don't have more than what I do have, if that makes any sense. So without any further ado, guys, let me go ahead and please show you the results, and just go ahead and pause it and kind of take a look at it on your own because it's only going to be on for a few seconds. So here we go. All right, guys, so now that you've actually seen it, let's go ahead and take a look and kind of see the breakdown of it. So to be expected, well, something that wasn't expected was 32% Spaniard. We all know that our area in El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, all those areas were conquered at one time by the Spaniards. So 32% was a little bit higher than I expected. I knew there would be some. And also indigenous people, I'm probably not pronouncing it even closely, was about, what I say, 28%. It said primarily the Guatemala area. I looked into it. It said very close to, it said it was bordering very close to Mexico again, which is a little bit, I guess, so it's the Guatemala, close bordering to Mexico, and then 17% is Yucatan, Mexico, is where I guess that's the percentage I got from Mexico. So if you add them together, because it says that the Guatemala, the 28% is right next to the actual thing, and I think I might just go ahead and show it, but it says it's right next to Mexico, so it says that it's very close. So that's a lot of percentage of Mexico, the 17 and the 28. So I guess it's why growing up, because I didn't have what people typically would say Salvadorian accent. My accent was, I grew up with people from Sinaloa, two different groups. One group when I was younger, and as I got older, I was very good friends with another group from Sinaloa. So my accent hasn't always been is a Mexican accent because that's who I grew up around. And so people would look at me, they wouldn't right off the top be like, "Oh, he's Salvadorian," which I am. And so now that I'm looking at the DNA, it makes a little more sense why it wasn't that clear right off the top that people could just see me and be like, "Oh, he looks like a typical Salvadorian," or what an image of what people say is a typical Salvadorian. There's people that I know, I have friends, family, myself included, who look at someone like, "Oh, look, you can tell right away he's from Mexico, he's from El Salvador." Certain features, So now I guess it makes more sense why people would always confuse me, that and also, like I said, my accent in Spanish. So people would right off the top assume I was Mexican. So I'm a little shocked by the 32% Spaniard, to be honest with you guys. But I mean, it makes sense. I just didn't think it would be that high. The part that I was, like I said in the beginning, the part that did shock me a little bit is what I didn't have. All my life, because of, I guess, my thicker, fuller lips, my skin color, my wider nose. So people would always tell me like, "Hey, you have to have a lot of African American. Your descendants probably, you have a lot of African American descendants in your DNA because of your features being a little bit, a certain way, and very low, very, very, very low. I mean, literally compared to the amount of Irish that I supposedly have, like 2%. Well, that in itself, I think it's what shocked me the most. That and the Spaniard part, like I said, I didn't expect. I thought maybe like 10%. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, it's snowy out there, and we have chicken soup, like 100% chicken soup that my wife made yesterday. But there's just something, there's a comfort in having, especially because we don't get to really have these that much just because of the sodium. As we get older, we become more concerned with what we're consuming, so we don't eat these as much. And so it's kind of a treat. I went out there, it was super cold. But there you go, guys. That was super interesting. I sent that out about a month and a half ago, I want to say, maybe. And super interesting to get the results back. Like I said, I'm still kind of soaking that in. And like I said, I'm more surprised by the fact that I have less African American than what I imagined that I had. I always, like I said, because people would always tell me, like, it's obvious that you have, a lot of African American descent. But no, I guess it's just the native part of me, So there you go, guys. Super interesting. Guys, I know it doesn't seem like it, but Cup of Noodles is not a sponsor. Ancestry is also not a sponsor. That's something I paid for. They did not pay for, for that. So, yeah, guys, it's so super fun. And then at the end, it also tossed me a list of like 1,000 people who I'm connected to by DNA. Says third generation cousins and stuff like that. And it's weird because some of the people, I don't know if it's subjective because I can't even talk this morning. Subjective because of the fact that I know that they're somehow related, but some of them have very similar features to me, which I find kind of interesting. So I got that on sale, guys, for about $50, $59 maybe. I don't know. I'll have to get back on that. But yeah, guys, it's super interesting. If you still haven't out there, you still haven't subscribed, please go ahead, comment. Guys, you should really think about that. Like I said, they're not a sponsor, they're not paying, but it's super fun to kind of see a wider picture of where you came from and where, your family members might have, because I'm giving you just a basic breakdown, but the page itself gives you so much information, just boom, 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 and hits you with like Spain, what region in Spain, and what they were doing during that time frame of when they're calculating your DNA and this and that. So it's just interesting to think of where, potential family members of yours might have been and what they did. Most likely, my family members, from what I gather from that, is they were out there, indigenous people, during, making coffee, producing coffee. That's one of the biggest things that they produce in that area where most of my DNA was at. So the most likely that my family members or past family members were out there, working in the fields, making coffee, producing coffee and stuff like that. So, kind of cool. Like I said, if you guys haven't thought about that, you guys should really look into it. It's super fun. Like I said, it was a surprise this morning when I got the message, and just a good time. Like I said, it kind of gets your mind going, lets you imagine, lets you think what those people or family members of yours were doing. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna stop it here. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me. Like I said, I wasn't thinking about making an episode this morning, but I just wanted to share this thing with you guys. And, stay safe. I'll join you again next time on Let's Eat.